Welcome to A Word with Kelly Scott Reed. We're here with Ankit Ojha. How are you today? All the way from India. We are in separate times of day. It's early morning here, early evening where you are. How are you?
Thank you so much, Kelly, for having me. I'm doing great, and it's so nice to be here with you and Tiffany. I've been wanting to meet you all for a long time, and this is lovely. Thank you.
Well, Ankit, I think first published you. I'm pretty sure this was the first time in February 20th of 22. So over a year ago,
Right,
Essential Services was your poem that you sent. I'm pretty positive that's it.
right.
And it blew me away. I absolutely loved it. I think I told you it read like a song almost to me, that it
You
could have been
did.
a song. And then you told me that you were a musician or a songwriter. I think that's what we talked about. Is that true still? Or am I mixing things up?
That's right. I'm a vocalist. Yeah.
A vocalist. All right. All right. So do you ever write songs? Is the songwriting part of your identity?
This is something I haven't done so far, but yeah, I look forward to.
It's funny because when I read the poem at first, I was very struck by how much it felt like that to me. So it's just interesting that you would interpret a poem or write a poem that felt like a song and you're a vocalist. That's really cool. Do you play in a band or
I
perform in a
used to
band?
be part of a few bands back in college, and yeah, when I was in college and when I was in my previous job. But yeah, we have gone our separate ways. All of us are in different cities, different countries. So I miss the guys.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What kind of music was it? What was your genre of music that you sing?
So it was rock, pop, and some folk music, some semi-classical. So kind of salad bowl.
Very cool. That's very cool. Now, you also are the co-editor of, is it Howley or Hooli?
The Hooghly Review. Hooghly is a river
Hoogly.
in West Bengal, India.
Okay, great. So, how is that going, and how long has that been in existence?
So thanks to Raw Finyo, I came to know who Tejaswini is, and we contacted each other on Twitter. And when she asked me to be co-editor for her magazine, I was overjoyed, and I saw this as an opportunity to read different works from all over the world and to improve my craft. So yeah, that was kind of a selfish decision. Yeah.
No, I think that's wonderful. I mean, have you found that you have grown as a writer from being a co-editor of a lit mag?
I think I have been able to interact with more and more people across cultures, across time zones and countries. So yeah, somehow it is paying off. So yeah, I'm yet to find out how it turns out to be, but yeah, it's going on lovely so far.
So I find as someone who does a lot of editing that my time for writing is greatly it's 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 less because I'm doing so much reading and so much editing. Are you finding a balance? Are you able to find a balance between your writing and your editing?
This problem is there. So I work a day job at a college. I teach college students. Apart from that, I'm a peer reviewer for a couple of journals, academic journals, that is. So yeah, it's kind of tough to balance all of this, the teaching, the writing, the editing, the peer reviewing, and all. So I am promising a lot to so many people, and I'm just running after things to complete the deadlines, to meet the deadlines. That is.
I feel the same way. I feel bad because I literally want to do everything. I want to read everything. I want to edit everything that comes my way. But it's really tough to find that balance. And like you said, you're making promises and you don't want to make people feel that you're not on top of the game. But yeah, it's that finding that balance. Do you have anything that you do in particular that helps you be inspired to write? Is there something that inspires you? Does it come from above? Do you plan your writing time? How do you fit it in?
It's very abrupt, and I mean, it comes to me. I have felt that if I want to write something, I'm stuck. The writer's block, as we call it. But yeah, people inspire me. Stories, their stories inspire me. And as you may have noticed, some of my poems are inspired by people in my family, around my family, in my neighborhood. So, in this phase of my writing, I think I can say that it's people and their stories that inspire me to write.
That's awesome. Now, do you have any literary heroes or anyone that you look up to that have influenced your writing?
Many. Ruskin Bond to begin with. Uh, Ruskin Bond, you may or may not have heard of him. He's a very popular Indian writer. He's known for children for his short stories. Uh, Much of his writing is autobiographical and semi-autobiographical. Uh, I think if you'll Google, you'll find out more about Bond. Yeah, Bond has been my literary hero since I was a little kid, and I call him Uncle Bond. I have never met him, but yeah, I look forward to. He meets his fans on Saturdays in a little bookshop in a hill station in India. It's called Masuri.
Oh, that's awesome. That's very cool. So have you been to see him and participated in those meets?
Not yet. He's a very old man. He's almost 90. So yeah, I'm planning to see him soon, maybe this year.
That would be really cool. I would love to be able to. I honestly, I would love to be able to meet the people that I love their writing. So we did at one point. We met like David Sedaris, who is a writer that we really loved. My family and I. We went to see him. I've met, um, Jay McInerney, some modern writers at readings. I've gotten to meet Robert Bly back in the day, back in the '90s when
Wow.
he was a big deal. But these were all at readings. It wasn't in a little bookshop. That's very intimate and lovely. I think that would be such a wonderful experience. Have you had any experiences in your life that have shaped your writing more than others? So, any periods of time in your life, like youth, has that influenced your writing more? Modern times, do you write in the present moment?
I think extreme emotions inspire me the most. I mean, when I'm overjoyed or when I'm extremely sad, those are the moments when I feel moved to write something, and when ideas come to me, the muse sings to me, if I can say this way. So yeah, moments of joy, moments of pain are what move me.
Is your writing, so your writing is influenced by your emotions? Um, do you feel it's a form of release, getting those emotions out? How would you describe the feeling when you're done writing something or you've completed something?
Yeah, it's catharsis for me. Yeah. So since you already mentioned essential services, the first poem which I published with Rocket, so that came from anger. I mean, it's a humorous poem, but yeah, that came from anger. I was extremely pissed off at some of my folks who were violating COVID rules like anything. I was concerned for them, for their safety, and they were not listening to me. So you have read the poem, you know what it is about.
Mhm. Yeah, I felt that one because I had the similar situation. Having a large family and we all come from different places, we're all scattered over the United States. Everyone was reacting so differently to the pandemic, and sometimes I felt like I was the only one because I'm with my older parents, that I was the only one paying attention, and felt like I was the spoiler because I was always like, well, I'm not going because I can't. I have to be with my dad and mom, and I don't want to pass it on. So I felt the anger, but it came through in that poem as is as like you said, humorous. So it took some of the punch, like you weren't necessarily punching someone in the
Sorry,
face.
your audio went off. Yeah,
I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening. It's our distance. We're so far away from each other. Can you hear me now?
yeah, I
Okay,
guess.
good. So let me
Yeah,
see.
it's coming now. The audio keeps
Okay.
coming on and off, so I
I'm
missed
going to
what
tell
you
you
said in between.
about that. Hold on.
Just a second. Give me
All
a
right.
second.
All right. Is that any better? I just redid it. Can you hear it a little
Yeah, it's
better?
better now.
Okay. All right. Let's see if I just
Yeah, it's fine.
re-hooked up. Okay, cool.
I hope it can be sorted in the editing, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you're sorting out the emotions that you're having on paper and people are connecting with it because people all it's universal. Some of these feelings that we're having are just so universal and you're able to translate it through words. Um, so I think that's really impressive. And I really do love your work. When did you first realize that language had power for you?
Uh, I think my father, my mother, they have been telling me stories for as long as I remember. My grandmother was my first storyteller. She used to narrate to me the bedtime stories. I think all of us have had the pleasure of listening to bedtime stories in some part of our lives. So yeah, that's when I realized that I love stories.
Is there one particular story that sticks out to you that you can just briefly let us know that she told you?
Yeah, there are many. Some of the stories you will never find anywhere, not in print, not online. These are folk stories from my part of Bihar. One is the tale of Belwanti Rani. Uh, and there used to be all those mythic creatures from my part of Bihar about whom my grandmother would tell me. The Hurar, the Dubba. I mean, these are Bhojpuri words. Bhojpuri is my first language. English is my third language, actually.
Oh,
So,
wow.
oh yeah.
That's awesome. What other language do you speak besides the two?
Bhojpuri being my mother tongue, then comes Hindi.
And then
Many in
English.
India know of speak in Hindi. Yeah, then
Yeah,
English, and I know some Odia, some Bengali, and I'm learning Haryanvi because this is where I stay in Haryana.
that's amazing. Oh my gosh. I, we take languages in school. Um, Italian was what I took because my relatives, my grandmother and my mom speak Italian. Um, but it never stuck. I just maybe don't have a talent for language. But that's amazing. When I hear people who speak multiple languages, I'm just so blown away. And I think that kind of helps in writing to know different languages, to be able to incorporate the knowledge of different languages, dialects, um, in just your writing in general. I think it informs it. It's really cool. So,
Thank
okay,
you.
I'm sorry, I digressed. I need to know just a little bit of the story. I just want to hear a tiny bit of what story of one of your favorite stories, if I could.
Yeah, sure. I don't remember any story in particular. Well, I do, but I'll tell you about some of the mythic creatures in Bihar.
Okay.
So this part of the interview would sound something like fantastic beasts and where to find them.
Good.
So yeah. So yeah, I'm planning to use these creatures in some of my future poems. Spoiler alert. Yeah.
That's cool. Oh, very cool. I like that.
So this creature, it's called the Hurar. This is how we pronounce it in Bhojpuri. The Hurar is said to have eyes on the backside of its head, in addition to the usual eyes, and it can have a 360-degree view, so you just can't escape it.
Oh, that's really cool.
So
Sounds like
this
my
is one
mom.
this is one whole story.
She had eyes in the back of her head. She knew what I was doing all the time.
That's awesome. So the other creature is called the Dubba. Uh, Dubna in Hindi means drowning. So
Mm.
Dubba comes from there, to drown. The Dubba is a creature. Anyone who is, I mean, it's a bit sad. Anyone who is said to have drowned becomes a Dubba. So
Mm.
once you go to a sea or a river, and there happens to be a ghost who became a ghost after drowning in the river or the sea. So they drag you inside, they stuff your nose and ears and the mouth with sand, and they kill you this way, and then you become a tupa. It's kind of like a vampire.
Yeah, yeah. That's interesting. You know, it's funny how the scariness of in the of the creatures like that we tell I know from my experience being told stories almost like cautionary tales, like you don't want to go towards the water because you could become one of these things. How to keep kids from actually getting hurt. I remember my
Exactly.
grandma telling stories similar to that. Now, what does, not to digress, but what does literary success look like to you? Do you have plans beyond what you're doing now?
I think if people connect with my work, that means a lot to me. And you guys, of course, have been some of my biggest supporters since last year, and I'm so thankful for that. I think for now, it's what matters is that people like my work. They give me tips on how to improve my work. So this is all I see for now.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I sometimes I tend to jump in and like want to, okay, I have these huge grandiose um plans and not enjoying actually the moment. So I think
Exactly.
what I'm trying, what I love about what you said is that, you know, I'm you're improving, you're doing, you're out there, you're helping other people, and that is like in itself kind of a miracle if you think about it, with all the other things that you're doing and have to do, and just life in general getting in the way. So it's kind of like, oh wow, this is really perfect as it is. I like that thought as well. I just want to make sure I got all my questions. I think I
Yeah.
did. I think I did. But either way, I mean, Ankit, your work is great. You are an awesome person in general. The Twitter literary world is very busy and wonderful and big, but you meet certain people that you really connect with. And I think that you're one of those people. I know for me, I'm speaking for myself, but I think I can speak for the whole team, who really epitomizes um, the joy that this literary world can bring. And what you're doing is wonderful. And I really thank you for taking this travel back in time to early morning in New York, late afternoon. We traveled through time to hang out together, which is kind of cool. You're a day ahead almost. And I appreciate that you spent this time with us.
Thank you so much, Kelly. The feeling is completely mutual. I have been grateful to have met you, Francois, Tiffany, Marianne, Melissa, and all the others. I guess Margot is also there.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Now, do you have anything coming out that you want to announce? Anything that you want to talk about, like how we can anybody can get in touch with you if they want to submit things to you? Do you have any information on that you'd like to end with?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter, Instagram. I have a link tree, and yeah, the good old Gmail. And yeah, I guess if anyone wants to connect, I'll be happy to connect with them. And some of my future works are scheduled to be published in September.
All right, we lost your audio. So 1 second, we lost your
Ancient,
audio. There we go. Go ahead.
Indian literature published by Sahitya Academy. Okay. Am I audible now?
Yes,
Should I go ahead?
yes.
Okay.
Go
I
ahead.
lost your audio. Okay, yeah. It's coming now. It's coming now. So yeah, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I have a link tree, and of course the good old Gmail. I guess this is how people can connect with me. And yeah, I'll be happy to connect with more and more people to learn from all of you. And I am working on a poem I had promised Francois I'll write about one of his stories. So
Oh,
it was,
cool.
yeah,
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't wait for that. I can't wait to see that. That'll be great. Francois is fantastic. He's a really good
yes.
collaborator. So to be able to get something from his piece, that's really cool. I'm going to put all your links in the YouTube on, I don't know what it's called, the description, so people will be able to find you if they want to connect. Awesome.
That's lovely.
Well,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you next time. Promise. We'll get back together and maybe our audio will be better.
Sure, and maybe I'll be able to see Tiffany next time.
Yes, we'll do it a little later, Tiff.
Amazing. That would be great.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
So we're quickly back. I just wanted to ask you, how did your father become involved in Rafanya and got published?
That's a long story. It begins almost 30 years ago, but yeah, I'll cut it short. Uh, my father has been a poet ever since I have known him, an unpublished poet. So I made it my goal in life to have have him to make him a published poet. So that's where Often Your came in. I was already published with you guys, so I had my father send something to you guys, and you were obviously you didn't even know that he was my father. You accepted him. That was such a lovely acceptance email. And you and Tiffany, if you guys remember, I have told this before. I sent a screenshot of the acceptance email to my father, and he was like, it must be one of my acceptance emails. And he was like, yeah, it's good, lovely, congratulations. I said, father, papa, see the name. And when he saw the name, he was like, oh my god, it's my name.
Oh,
So
that's so great.
that reaction, I mean, I can't put it in words. I mean, how he reacted to that, to the realization. This moment is what I mean, one of the many things for which I'm grateful to Rafinha, to you guys. And you guys have no idea what you mean to me, what your press means to me and my family.
Oh, this is so awesome. Thank you so much for sharing the story. Honestly, that is really, I think, makes everything worthwhile. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I'm so glad your dad is
Thank you.
published with us. It's the
Thank
best
you.
story.
Professor Uday Shankar Ojha is a published poet. Thanks to you guys and to all the other lovely magazines where he has been published so far.
Great. Awesome. Thanks so much.